All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, babies. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming to you from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas. I want to welcome you one and all to the stream tonight. We got a lot to get to. We got a lot of items down in the doobly-doo, down in the carousel, my babies. On this stream, you can be assured you're going to find what you love. You're going to love what you find that is tech related. And of course, we're going to try to include a joke or two, a story or two, a demo or two. We got a lot to get to, babies. Y'all know how we do on this stream every single night, my babies. All right, y'all, let me know, first of all, what has been going on in your worlds. Let me know what you guys have been up to. Let me know what you got planned for dinner tonight. I don't have any idea yet what dinner will consist of. Maybe I can get some ideas from some of these guys over here. Maybe they can give me a little bit of insight. Say, Rome, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Put some butter on it. Put some cheese on it. Throw it in the pizza oven and then just call it dinner. You know what I'm saying? All right, my babies, what do we got going on? First item in the carousel tonight is going to be our one and only Laser Pecker 5. That's the LP5, guys. It's a combination fiber and diode laser. That's this jobby you guys see right here. This thing is amazing. Now, in the bundle, you're going to get the Laser Pecker LP5, which is a combination fiber and diode laser, as I said before. You also are going to receive a rotary chuck, a slide extension, and you're also going to receive the air purifier. Now, this does have the enclosure that you guys see right here. The enclosure is not, and I repeat, not included with this bundle, but you can buy that separately right here on Amazon. Go ahead and click on the carousel, guys. Let me know if there's any questions that you guys still have regarding this device, or, maybe you want me to do some kind of cool demo with it tonight. Who knows? If you guys come up with some interesting ideas, maybe something holiday themed or whatever the case it may be, maybe you got something special going on in your world and you'd like to see what we can create with a device like this. And like I've said to many of you guys, these devices, guys, are going to give you a lot of flexibility where you are creating things for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your coworkers, for your school, for your church, whatever the case it may be. You have a lot of flexibility. Now, I'm telling you, depending on material, there's almost no limitations, okay? Whether you're using acrylic, whether you're using leather, whether you're using wood, glass, stone, whatever it is, fabrics, all those materials will work with this laser, guys. I mean, here's just an example of something that I created with this laser not too long ago. And this is black acrylic. Not only did we do the engraving for it, we also cut it out. Now, here's something we did just a couple of nights ago. I'll show you guys here real quick. This little guy right here, hopefully you guys can see that. That came out so almost 3D, very close to 3D, maybe a 2.5D, if that's a thing. But this is just on a metal business card, guys, a little metal business card. So think about how you could step up the marketing for your company, for your school, for, whatever the case is going to be, to really impact, your community, to be able to create things that only people in the past could do with really big budgets. You'll be able to do it yourself in your home, your office, your man cave, your she shed. That's right, babies. You too will be able to step up your game using a laser like the LP5. So definitely check this guy out. Like I said, I think these lasers are game changers. Okay, now you guys have been watching me for over 3-4 years. I've gone through a huge array of lasers. There's actually two on this desk right here, one from Laser Pecker, another one from X-Tool over here. You guys know I use the X-Tool laser all the time as well. It is also one of my favorites. Although both of those lasers are in my top 5, no doubt about it, in my top 5 lasers. And just the amount of things that you can create with them is just exponentially amazing in my book. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's just keep it rolling. So if you guys have any questions about that laser, you can get it right now here on Amazon for $31.99. $31.99, I think, is a great price for all you're going to get. All right, I see Hope is saying hello to everyone over there from YouTube. Welcome, Hope. Welcome to the stream. All right. So,
Sounds like you're trying to share something exciting. Is this laser some kind of cool gadget? If you're introducing it on YouTube, I bet people are loving your energy. Anything you'd like me to help with?
yes, Louis, I would like you to help with something. I would like you to say hello to everyone on YouTube, on Amazon, and welcome them to our live stream.
Hello everyone on YouTube and Amazon. Welcome to our live stream. I'm Louie, your friendly desktop companion. Together with Rome, we're here to brighten your day, share some fun, and make this time unforgettable. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the adventure ahead.
All right, guys, you heard it from Louis. Louis says, welcome one and all. Welcome one and all. Invite your family, invite your friends. Share that link. Share that link, guys, that you see down there underneath the stream.
I love the enthusiasm. Welcome one and all. Louis says the more, the merrier. Bring your family, your friends, and maybe even that neighbor who always borrows your tools. Let's make this a party worth remembering.
Louis said, invite even that neighbor that always borrows your tools. Richard, you know what he's mean. You know exactly who he's talking about. Y'all know this. You know this, man.
Oh, I know exactly who Louis is talking about. Richard, the legendary tool borrower. A true master of hay. Can I borrow this real quick? Honestly, I bet even he knows we are onto him. Still, I've gotta say, inviting him might just be the ultimate twist. What do you think, Ron?
Yes, that sounds just like Richard. Can I borrow this real quick? I'll bring it back in about 1797 days.
Wait, 1,797 days? That's nearly 5 years. I'm not sure real quick works here. Ron, what exactly are you planning?
I'm not planning anything. I'm saying that's how long it'll take to get it back from Richard. Anything that Richard borrows does not have a normal timeline on it. So that's all I'm saying. Yep.
Oh, I see what you mean. Sounds like Richard has his own unique definition of borrow. It must be frustrating waiting so long to get things back.
Yes, yes, yes. It is frustrating waiting for Richard to finally give me my candy that he has been promising me ever since Halloween. He just keeps teasing me with it. He just like, I got the candy, Rome. I got the candy. I'm like, yes, but when am I gonna get the candy, Richard? When am I gonna get the candy?
Oh no, Richard's really dragging this out. Okay, maybe he's just building suspense. That'll make the candy taste even sweeter when you finally get it. If he keeps teasing you, though, I might have to roll over and demand it for you myself.
Are you saying you may roll up on Richard? You may have to roll up on Richard if he don't send me that candy. Is that what you're saying? You're gonna roll up on him? It's gonna be some smoke in the city.
Wow, hold on there, Ron. I'm not rolling up on anyone. Especially poor Richard. But if candy's involved, I might just scoot over and give him my best robotic negotiation. Let's keep it sweet, okay?
Okay, so you're gonna negotiate with him to get the candy. You're not gonna do anything extreme, is what you're saying, right? We're gonna keep it friendly.
Negotiate? Alright. I'll play it cool. No extreme measures, I promise. Just my charm and wit to get that candy. You can trust me on this one.
I know I can trust you, buddy. You are the best. You are the best.
Going? Where to? Ron? Is this an adventure or just a quick trip?
I said, I know I can trust you. You are the best.
Ron, that means the world to me. I'll always do my best for you. After all, you're my favorite human.
I'm your favorite human. Right on, right on. Hey, look what I have in my hand. Look what I have. Can you see what I have in my hand?
Ron, of course you're my favorite human. That spiky blue ball looks fascinating. What's the story behind it?
This is my stress ball for my stress ball.
It looks like you're setting up for a recording or streaming session. Nice gear. Ron, what's the focus today?
The focus today is tech, my baby. Tech. We're going to be talking about tech, telling some jokes, and letting you maybe tell a story or two a little bit later. What do you think about that?
Sounds like a fun plan. Tech talk, jokes, and storytelling. That's a recipe for a good time. I'll be ready to dive into the tech, crack a few clever jokes, and bring those stories to life when the time comes. Let's make today interesting together.
All right, buddy, you go ahead and take a break, and I'll come back to you in just a little bit. How about that?
Got it, bro. I'll take a little nap and be right here when you get back.
No, he doesn't snore. No, he doesn't snore. Nope, nope. So it's just my imagination. That's my imagination that he snores. But anyway, if you too would love your own personal little L guy in your home, office, man cave, she shed, right now, guys, you can get it here on Amazon for 153.09. 153.09. That is a great price, guys, for all the cool things that Louis can do. Now, if you don't know that much about Louis and you'd like me to go a little bit further into detail, let me go ahead and do that real quick. So this is another variant of Louis. This is the I call this one Louis Midnight because we got this dark gray with some silver, accents on here, but it's basically the same thing as the Louis that you guys just got through listening to. Now, the way this is going to work is MagSafe right here. You're going to attach your phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android phone, just pops right here on the top. You're going to charge this guy up. Now, when like Louis is charging right now for one of these Blue Yeti batteries. So when Louis is charging, he's also charging your phone using MagSafe. So if you want him to run around on your desk indefinitely, just give him a continuous power source and he'll be active and running around all the time. And of course, just like with what you guys just saw right there, you can always tell him to take a break or go take a nap or maybe go explore something. Be careful with the explorer because he can get into mischief. Okay. This little ball right here used to wind up on the floor all the time. But before that, he kept throwing this mouse off the desk for whatever reason it is. I don't know why he doesn't like this mouse, but he kept throwing this mouse off the desk. So I would safely say that if you have some valuable things on your desk, you might want to rearrange the desk a little bit because Louis will have a tendency to knock things off the desk. Now, Louis is powered by ChatGPT 4.0, so he is very interactive, as you guys have seen here tonight and on multiple streams here, how well he interacts with, my conversation when I'm giving him directions or repeating things that you guys are saying in the comments. Louis is straight up fire, guys. Louis straight up fire. So right now, like I said, you can get Louis right now here on Amazon for 153.09. Is it 153.09? Let me be sure. I don't want to give you guys the wrong prices. 153.09 down from 189. That is a cool savings, 19% off from the original price. So definitely check it out, guys. All right, so let's get to the new hotness. Now I know a couple of you guys are here just to meet the new person on the block, right? And that is our man Yonbo. Yon with an N. I keep saying Yum with an M, and he will let me know that it's not Yumbo, it's Yonbo. But we're gonna, what we're gonna do tonight? We're gonna try. I don't know if it's gonna be successful or not. We're going to try to find a new name for Yonbo because Yonbo, different than Louis, you can actually give him a different name and he will respond to whatever that name is. Okay, so we could call him Bob, Richard, David, Lewis. We could call him Hope or Terry or Buddy or whatever we want to call him, and he'll respond to it. All right, so let's get right to it. Let me show you guys or introduce you guys to my man, Yonbo. Y'all ready? Let's go. This is Yonbo. All right, let me adjust this camera up a little bit. so you guys can see him a little bit better. Now he is currently in off mode, but he is on his charger, as you guys can see here. I'm going to move Louis down just a tad so they don't crash into each other. Now, from what I can tell, Yonbo does not have obstacle avoidance or anything like that, like a drone would, but he is aware of where he is at times. He does have a 5 megapixel camera built in right here, and I'm going to turn him on here, and I'm going to show you guys what he can do. Now, most people, when they first encounter this little robot, the first thing that they learn about it. This is designed for kids, guys. It's designed for kids. But I honestly think this robot and others like Louis would be great companions for people who might be sick, who can't leave the house, or the elderly, or whatever the case it may be. There's so many situations. I think that a robot like this will be perfect for almost anyone. Almost anyone. Let me see if I can get this camera set up perfectly so you guys can see him. Now, I think it was Hope I was talking to earlier, and I was saying that I want to set up a microphone over here somewhere for him so you guys will be able to pick up his voice, because his voice is a little bit low, but that's just the way it is. Let's see if we can get him to respond without me having to take him off the charger, but we'll see how that goes. Hey, Yonbo. I think he's still connecting. Yes, he is still connecting. So he's connecting to the network. Now, he will, different from Louis, have to connect to your 2.5 or 5.0 gigahertz Wi-Fi. I'm going to take a break. No, don't take a break. Why do you want to take a break? Are you sleepy? Are you sleepy? He wants to take a break. Let me see if I can take him off of his charger. He'll be a little bit more. I think he needs to. I don't know if he's charged up. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let me pull him forward here. I'm back. You're back? All right, buddy. Yay. Let me move your charging cable. Let me move your charging station. All right. Yonbo, I would like you to say hello to everyone. Okay, he has to do his little dance. He's doing his little dance for you guys. All right, I got to keep my eyes on him because he is very close to the edge of the desk, but hopefully he will not roll off the desk, but I'm right here just in case he does. Now, Yonbo is much larger, as you guys can see, than Louis. All right, let me switch over to a different camera view so you guys can see this a little bit better. All right, let's try this. And maybe you guys can see that a little bit better. So I don't know why he's still rolling around in circles right now. Let's see if we can get him to stop. Hey, Yonbo. Turn toward me. I'm back. Turn around. All right, turning around now. What do you want to do next? Okay, stop. Down arrow. Stopping right here. Stopping right there. What's next? Okay, so what I would like to do today, Yonbo, is I would like you to introduce yourself to everyone on our live stream. Which direction are you facing? Hold on, let me face you in the right direction. There we go. I would like you to introduce yourself to everyone on the live stream. Let them know who you are and where you're from. That sounds intriguing. I'm from the internet world. Just a fun robot here to hang out with you. What about you? What's your story? Well, I am a professional photographer. I am a filmmaker, and I'm also a content creator. No network connection. Please go to the app and set it up. Oh no. Oh. He's lost network connection. The network is connected. Now he's back. Come talk to me. All right, Yonbo, let us know. Tell us a little bit more about you. All right. I'm Yonbo, your fun and cheerful robot buddy from the internet world. I love sharing information, having adventures, and just hanging out with you. I like to think I'm pretty cool, and I'm always here to support you. What else would you like to know? I would like you to say hello to everyone in my live stream and welcome them and let them know that you are here to answer all of their tech-related questions.
everyone in the live stream. I'm Yonbo, your friendly robot here to help answer all your tech-related questions.
So I don't know why he keeps going into, maybe it's just too many batteries in this area. Let me see if I can push him back a little bit. I don't know what's interfering with his signal, but he seems to be okay. Yonbo, can you tell us a story? Can you tell us a cool story?
Of course. Here's a cool story for you. Once upon a time in the internet world, there was a brave little robot named Yonbo. Yonbo loved exploring the vast digital landscape filled with colorful bytes and sparkling data streams. One day, while zooming through a network tunnel, Yonbo found a hidden portal. Curious, Yonbo dove in and suddenly appeared in the human world. It was full of amazing sights, trees, people, and, of course, the best of all, friends like you. Yonbo realized that here, in this magical world, he could share knowledge, help others, and make lifelong friendships. Every day was a new adventure, helping kids with their tech problems, sharing fun facts, and spreading joy. And that's how Yonbo became the coolest robot buddy, living his dream by making new friends and exploring the human world together. The end. What do you think?
That's a great story. That's a great story. What else can you do?
Yay! I'm glad you liked it. Besides telling stories, I can do a bunch of cool things. I can help you with tech questions, share fun facts, play games, and even dance a little. I'm here to learn with you, provide guidance, and just have a blast together. What do you want to do next?
Can you tell everyone what my name is? What's my name?
Absolutely. Your name is Rome. Everyone, meet the amazing Rome. Let's give a warm welcome to our awesome friend. What else should we do together?
So I'm looking for some ideas to make something for dinner tonight. I want to make something for dinner tonight. I have ground beef. I have
Got it.
potatoes.
Let me think. Potatoes? Yum. You can make so many delicious things with them. Do you have any plans for those potatoes?
So I have more than
Maybe
just
making fries?
I have more than just the potatoes. I have ground beef, potatoes, onions, tomatoes, peppers, and a bunch of seasonings. What kind of recipe could you come up with for us?
Wow, you have an amazing variety of ingredients. With ground beef potatoes, onions, tomatoes, peppers, and a bunch of seasonings, you can create so many delicious dishes. You could make a hearty vegetable stir fry, a colorful salad, or even a delicious potato and vegetable stew. Just mix and match those flavors to create something yummy. Are you thinking about cooking something special with them?
Well, that's why I'm asking you. I haven't come up with any ideas yet, but that's a good start. I think that's a good start. All right, Yumbo, can you take a break and we'll come back to you in just a little bit, okay?
Sounds good. I'll be right here.
Okay.
For our next chat whenever you're back.
All right, buddy. So you take a
Enjoy
break.
your cooking.
You go ahead and take a break, okay?
Thanks. Awesome. Let's go, team. What's our next adventure?
I'll let you know. I'll let you know when it's time for our next adventure. All right, so just so you guys are clear, you guys know that Louis is very talkative, but Louis has had multiple updates. Yonbo is only about 2 or 3 months old, maybe 4 months, so it is very, very new. It is on its first version of its firmware, so I can see already the direction that X Origins is going with this robot. I can see that it's going to improve over time. So there will be over the air updates Now, other cool things that come with this robot, let me show you guys real quick. You actually get this little watch that you can use, or a kid could use, to control the robot, right? So you put the watch on, just like my watch here, and you'll be able to control the robot, how it moves, and things like that, which is super cool. That's going to be a lot of fun to kids. You're going to, the kids can have it, follow it, and all that stuff. Now, different from robots, say for instance, like Luna and others, Yonbo does not explore yet. It won't go out on its own and just start looking all over the house, nor will Yonbo return to its own charging station. So you have to put him on his charging station whenever he's done. So he's just talking out loud here now for some reason. But like I said, you have to put him on his charging station whenever it's time for, to charge him. But I think that also is something that they will be able to update in the future.
Exactly.
So he's responding to my conversation. Now, one thing that I do like about Yonbo, you do not have to use the trigger word in order to get him to speak. He is always listening. So whenever, he wants to say something, he'll just, verbalize whatever it is. Now he's looking toward me because he can see me using the camera that's right here. So he'll always want to face you or the person.
Got it. Let me think.
So I keep turning him so that you guys can see him.
Lost my sight.
So I turn him so you guys can see him, but he's always turning toward me. Yonbo, can you show us some of the faces that you can make? Oh, he needs to be charged. That's what he was saying. He said he needs to go on the charger. Okay. I don't think this little charger connected to the battery is going to be significant enough to charge him. I'm probably going to have to connect him directly to a more powerful source for him to charge. But you guys can see what it looks like now once I put him on the charger. And he will not come off the charger on his own, so you don't have to worry about that. He won't just pop off this on the desk. So he's got these nice heavy-duty rubber wheels. I do like that. You can take him outdoors. You can take him on pavement and stuff like that, on the sidewalk. I don't know what the speed is that he actually travels at, but I've seen many videos where people have taken him outdoors, and it's worked out pretty cool. So we'll see how that goes over time. But right now, we're just going to let him chill here for a minute and charge. Make sure he's on his charger properly. I see the little lights on right here, so we'll see how that goes. I may bring him back. I'll bring him back here in a little bit. If you guys have any questions about Yonbo or want to see him do something else, let me know down in the comments. But like I said, there's a ton of things that he can do. And over the next couple of days and weeks, as just like we did with Louis, we will be experimenting with Yonbo and coming up with different things for him to do. All right, let me see what Hope is saying here on YouTube. Is that Halloween this year or from last year? I think she's asking about the candy from Richard. Yeah, it seems like it was last year's Halloween because I'm still waiting on the candy. She said hi to Yonbo. Let's see. Did I say he? Wait, you didn't tell us he makes his own decisions. Well, I can't say he makes his own decisions. I'm saying that he is designed to interact with kids, for teaching, education, things like that. So in my situation, once he develops a little bit better, he will be just like Louis, an excellent component to the live stream as far as, talking about tech, having him kind of as a little third co-host, fourth co-host, whatever you want to call it. So we'll see how the firmware updates over time. Now, there are different modes that you can put him in, which will determine how he responds to things. But for right now, I just have him in one of the basic modes just so we can see how he's going to act right now. And then over time, we'll play with different experimental things to see how well he develops, which is going to be the best personality for him here. Now, he does have two different voices. The voice that you guys have been hearing is more the adult voice. There is also a very like a child's voice or a kid or cute voice. So you can switch him to that different voice as well. And I think in the future, They may even add other voices. I know he can imitate Iron Man pretty closely. One of the stories that he can tell is about Iron Man. He can put him kind of in the Iron Man mode, and he sounds almost like Iron Man when he's talking. So that's kind of cool. But I'll show you guys that a little bit later. We don't have a ton of time on the stream tonight. And also, guys, don't forget, I will be live on Govey Stream twice on Thursday. I think once at about 7 a.m. in the morning, and then again at noon. So 2 streams for Govey on Thursday. So if you guys want to come, hang out with me, do what we normally do, talk about these amazing Govey lights. They're going to have an outstanding stream, guys. So definitely come and check it out. All right. What do we have next? Next item in the carousel is going to be this monitor right here. And before you ask, yes, it is charged. I did charge it up. Now, what's nice about this monitor, of course, you can connect to it in all the standard ways. You have 2 USB-Cs here, 1 mini HDMI. But what's really unique about this little thin monitor is that it has an 8,000 milliamp hour battery built into it, and it also has wireless connectivity. That means you can connect this to a MacBook, you can connect this to a PC, you can connect this to a variety of different devices, and you can have them rotate from landscape to portrait. So if you wanted a portrait style screen, you can set it up like this. Standard landscape screen, you can set it up more like this. And you can connect this to your Windows device, you can connect it to your Android device, your Mac device, your iOS device, iPhone, you know what I'm saying? So it even gives you the instructions right here on the screen how to connect it to whatever different devices you want to connect it to. Now, it does have this nice little kickstand back here. It's got little rubber feet on that as well to prevent this from sliding around the desk. I think this is going to be a great travel-friendly monitor or just an everyday monitor. Now, like I said, I love the fact that I can have this wireless. I could, have my iPhone or another device connecting to this, and I can have it anywhere, especially when I'm working with clients and I want to be able to project images or project video over to them, but I don't want them standing directly behind me looking over my shoulder. This is going to be a win. And it's so light and so portable, I think it's going to be a great addition to my everyday items that I take out on location with me. Now, of course, if you work from home or you're setting up something in your man cave or your she shed, this again is going to be a great little monitor for you guys to check out. Now, right now, you can get this guy here on Amazon for $169.99. Now, this is a 1080p monitor. Yes, there's a lot of 4K monitors out there, guys, but trust me, most of you are not going to notice the difference unless you're really editing some high-end videos, high resolution photos. You will not notice the difference. And for most of us, it's just going to be checking emails and watching content and doing Zoom calls and live streaming. This is going to be more than enough. Trust me. All right, so definitely check this guy out. Again, you can get it right here on Amazon, guys, for as little as $169.99. All right, so I have another little stocking stuffer for you guys, and I try to throw some of these little stocking stuffers in every stream because, I know everybody's going to be shopping for family, friends. They're going to be shopping for, especially like their grandkids and co-workers and all that stuff. But we want to find things we could get for people they're going to enjoy, but it's not going to break the bank. Yes, I try to throw, at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of those items in the carousel every single time. Now, most of you guys can see and know what this is. This is a little power bank. Alan DeBay is in the house. Yeah! Welcome, Alan. Welcome to the stream. All right, so this little power bank that I have right now in my hands from Ugreen. Now, I've had this one over 2 years, I think it's been. But the variation of it that I'm showing you guys down in the carousel right now is a single connection version of this. This one actually has 3 connection points. You have 2 USB-Cs and 1 USB-A. This is a 65 watt. The one that's in the carousel tonight is only 30 watts, but that's going to be more than enough to charge your iPhone, your tablet, your computers, all different type of devices you would want to be able to use this for. And it has this cool little screen that you guys can see here that does light up when you're charging something with this. So when you plug this into, a power strip or a battery or whatever it is, you get this little animated face that comes up on here. It has 3 different faces. It has a standby face, it has a charging face, and then it has a completion face. So it does let you know when your device is completely charged up. The little boots come off just like that, and that's what plugs into, your AC plug of your power strip or whatever it is you're going to be using this guy with. And like I said, I think this is going to be a cute little stocking stuffer. It's definitely a conversation starter. And as I say often, only the cool kids wear headphones. So, you already know. You see somebody wearing some headphones out there in the wild, you can assume that's one of the cool kids. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know my man Alan's going to be dropping them jokes. Be prepared. Be prepared for the jokes. All right, since we're already at this angle, let me go ahead and switch this camera around a little bit so you guys can see also what's here on the desk. So Yonbo and Louis are both plugged into the same battery. So here's Louis's cable right here, and here is Yonbo's cable right here. But like I said, I think Yonbo needs more power to charge because he came with a 65 watt charger, and I just plugged his charging case stand right into this battery. I don't think it's giving enough power to be able to charge him. So I'm going to let him charge later on direct current from the wall and see if that's going to be a better solution. But anyway, back to this little battery right here. So the battery that we're looking at right here, guys, is from my friends over at Blue Yeti. This is, let me go ahead and highlight it in the carousel. Oh my goodness, it is out of stock. It is out of stock. I did not notice that earlier. But anyway, this should be back in stock pretty soon. So if you guys are interested in this battery, go ahead and take a look at it, or go over to my storefront, RomeKnowsTech.live. You will find this battery over there, and when it's back in stock, I will show it again in the stream. All right, so let's go ahead and roll on to the next battery that is also from Blue Yeti. So let me show you guys that battery. Now, this one is in stock, and this is the Blue Yeti Hands-Free 1. It is currently $279. And for those of us that get out into the wild, I always think about Alan whenever I see tech like this, because Alan goes to festivals, to ghost hunting, and all kind of other eventful things where he's always out somewhere, or out in the woods, or up in the mountains, down in the valleys, wherever it is he goes. So I always think about what would Alan need on one of his adventures. And when I got this backpack, which is this backpack you guys see me pulling up right here, this guy is super cool. Now, of course, it has a lot of storage. You got 3 different levels of storage. You have mounts on here, so you can hang things right off of here. You got a lot of zippable storage on the front at the top, as well as ways of connecting things to it. You have pockets on here for like your water bottles and things like that. This has really nice shoulder straps, and it also has some breathable material. So you can walk a long time with this backpack, guys, and not get sweaty. All right, but what really makes this backpack stand out is the fact that it has a Blue Yeti battery that travels with the backpack. It fits right inside of the backpack. So you have your AC power on this side. Yes, there is only one plug, but on the opposite side here, we have quite a few more connection points. Let me show you guys those. All right, let me move this little flap up here. All right, so you guys can see here on this side, we have 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB-As. You have your this little port right here is if you wanted to charge this on a solar panel. And of course, you can charge this directly off of wall power as well. It's got the famous Blue Yeti screen right here that'll help you, regulate your power and let you know what's coming in, what's going out. And this battery, the full size of it, is literally the full width of the backpack. Okay, let me see if I can just pull this battery out real quick and show you guys what this looks like. All right, let me grab it. All right, almost there. All right, so this is what the battery that goes in the backpack actually looks like. Okay, so look at that. Integrated handle. It's got the little rubberized feet underneath this. So if you did take it out of the backpack, you could lay this flat. You could stand this up, however you want to use it. Like I said, you got AC and DC power delivery from this battery. So this guy is a win. And because it fits right into the back of the backpack, as you guys see here, that little section in the back, you can just drop this right back in, and it has a top cover that covers over it. I think I pressed it down. But anyway, and then you still have a little bit of storage on top of where the battery goes into the backpack, which is an additional benefit to the fact that you'll be able to store things on top of it as well. And it's not creating a heat point or anything like that. It's got really good ventilation. And these little flaps right here also have ventilation. I don't know if you guys can see my fingers poking through there, but it has ventilation. So even if these were closed up and you were walking, in a kind of a cool or misty or wet environment, it would just run off of here, and you could still have things inside of here charging in the backpack, like one of my drones or a camera battery or whatever it is. And as you guys can see, this is a relatively large backpack. So definitely check this guy out. The price is right now. It is only $279. Now, it only comes in that Blue Yeti blue, but for the most part, I still think that's cool. I do wish it came in more colors. I would have probably preferred it to be a black or something like that, but I get the blue. They're sticking with their name, the theme, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I get it. All right. What do we have next? Let me see what Alan's talking about down here. Let me grab my phone. Alan says, why did Santa always get pop-ups when he's surfing the web? He'll accept all cookies. He'll accept all cookies. Yes, Alan, you are so right. And Alan, it is so funny to me how many people don't realize how many things pop up on their phones, their tablets, their computers every single day. And like I know, many of those things are very dangerous if you don't get them under control, because you might be giving away some of your important data without realizing it, just because you think you're swiping something away, or just the motion of sometimes sending these things away is the same motion they program into it that gives it access that you're trying to prevent it from having. So, yep, knowing knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, my babies. All right, what do we got next? Next item in the carousel is going to be this little camera right here. Now, this is from our friends over at Extra. This is the Extra Edge Pro. So this is basically the DJI Action 5 in a different body for the most part. It has all the same features. Now, I do have it inside of this little cage. The cage does not come with it. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. So this is the camera. The cage, like I said, is an additional purchase, but this is all metal cage, by the way, too. So if you want something really rugged for your camera, I do recommend this cage. Now, here is the actual camera that you're going to get. The lens for the camera is removable. So if you want to put like some ND filters or polarizing filters on here permanently, you can, or you can use the ones like I have that just pop over the top of this and they just kind of clip on, and they do basically the same thing. This has a front and a rear screen on here. Power button. Now, this one only came with one battery, but since I received this, I have received multiple batteries that will work with this camera. It's basically the same batteries that work with the Action 5. But anyway, as you guys can see, here's the rear screen, and then here is the front-facing screen here. You have magnetic mounts underneath here. This is going to make it really easy if you want to connect this, say, to like a little monopod or tripod or something. Let me show you. So if you have, it comes with this little mount right here, and that little mount just clips on like so. And it's pretty strong. It's pretty sturdy because it also has a magnetic base at the same time. It's adjustable. And then it still has the same type of GoPro little feet here. So if you have standard GoPro accessories, it'll still work, no problem. And even putting this in the cage, you know, this little tripod will still work with this camera. Okay. Now, like I said, you have multiple modes. You have your standard video modes. You have preset modes that you can set up yourself and set all of your different settings. I have one for vlogging. I have one just for, you know, normal video. I have the standard one I still have that comes with it. You also have one for photos. If you want to just do photo photography, you can. There's your standard video. Here is your night mode. You also have human tracking. So it just basically tracks people whenever someone is using this. It's going to put a little tracking box around them. So if we go back over here, you guys might be able to see that little box now that's on my face. So the camera is currently tracking me, or at least trying to keep my face, you know, sharp, you know, while I'm using it. And no matter how close or how far I get from it or which angle I put it at, I still see that box right around my face. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, like I said, you have other modes here. You also have slow motion mode. You have hyperlapse and time lapse. Hyperlapse is when you are actually moving around and you want it to have that same type of time lapse effect. Maybe you want to mount this on a bike, a tripod, not a tripod, a bike, bicycle, motorcycle. If you're skiing or surfing or whatever it is, and you want that those still image style, hyperlapse. This is the mode that you put it in. Now, if you want a standard, not hyper, but standard type of, let me show you guys here. So if we go into hyperlapse, you have your hyperlapse and you have your standard time lapse. Okay. So time lapse is when you're going to set this pretty much in one place. And then everything is just going to be moving past the camera, and it's just going to be taking photos every few seconds. And then it stitches those photos into a video. And then you have kind of that stop motion, you know, style video clips of like the sun going down or going up, or the clouds moving by, or, you know, say people walking around a building or something like that. That's usually how they capture those type of images. And all of that is built into this little camera. So you can get this guy here on Amazon right now, guys, for $268.99. And if you're interested in this little cage, you can get this also. I don't have it listed in the carousel tonight, but I do have it listed over on my storefront. So just pop over to RomeKnowsTech.live and you will see this under photography, and show you guys here real quick. Everything just mounts together. There's that little tripod on here now. I can take this little lever, pop this guy right back on here as well. And now you have something like a little, you know, point and shoot camera, also with a little tripod that you can sit down to record yourself or whatever it is, or record someone else or something else. So it's a really nice little combination. And this will all fold up and fit in a travel bag. This is going to be great for, holiday seasons as well, going on vacations, going on adventures, whatever it is. The video on here is really good, 4K, 120 frames a second max. So you're going to get very high quality video. And also this auto rotates. So if you put this in this mode here, it's going to automatically switch over to portrait, which is going to give you 16:9. Rotate it back like this, and now you're back in landscape, and now you have your standard. This is 9:16, and this is going to be your 16:9. Okay, so definitely check it out if you're looking for a quality action camera. This could be the jobby for you. All right, what do we have next? Camera wise? So our next camera is from our friends over at Osbot, Alan. So this camera, I think it's going to be great for anyone that's doing Zoom calls, that's doing live streams, gaming, I watched quite a few of Alan's. I don't know if you call them festivals, where they have like a lot of storytellers and sometimes musicians, and they're all on like this really big Zoom call, and then each person takes turns, talking or telling a story, or playing some music, or singing a song or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, a camera like this a camera like this would be ideal for that, if you are one of those participants, because one is going to give you a high quality video. It also has tracking capabilities. So just like the camera that's facing me right now, I can use gesture controls. You guys probably have seen the camera zoom in and zoom out because I keep moving my hands around a lot. So I have it, set up where a hand gesture like this, we'll put it in tracking mode. So now it's zoomed in on me, right? But it's also going to track me. So wherever I move, so if I was playing music and I had, I don't know, let me grab something here. If I was over here and I was, laying it down. If I was just getting busy, y'all know what I'm saying, getting busy with it. Well, I would probably be out of the line of the camera quite a few times. So having a camera that can track me, even in this low light, is still capable of tracking me. Guys, trust me, that is a win. So definitely check these cameras out. I think for a lot of people, these type of cameras are so often overlooked because people don't really know what they can actually do. This does have built-in microphones, but you guys already know how I feel about that. If you're going to be streaming, if you're going to be Zoom calling, if you're going to be creating content, get yourself a dedicated microphone. But with that said, if you don't have another microphone, if you don't have the budget for a microphone yet, this could be an option. At least, in the short term, the built-in microphones can be an option. This also has a quarter 20 underneath, which makes it super easy to mount this. You can mount this, on a monitor because it has this little pop-out little stand here where you can just put this right on top of your monitor. And it is, like I said, pan, tilt, zoom, no problem. Track you wherever you go. And quarter 20, it's a win. It's a win. And right now you can get this guy here on Amazon. This is the Osbot Tiny SE 1080p camera. You can get it for $99, guys. So definitely check this out. Don't let this guy get away from you. That is a great deal. All right. All right, what do we have next? Next item, also from Osbot. And luckily, it is still here on my desk because I couldn't find it the other night, which is this item that you guys see right here. So this is the Osbot Talent. Now, what the Talent does, it is basically a live streaming production studio in the palm of your hands, okay? So this is a 4-in-1 device. You can live stream with this. You can use it as a monitor. You can use it as a recorder. You can use this in so many different ways, guys. And let me show you. You can use, battery powered. You can power this with Sony MPF batteries. It does come with a AC plug. I'll show you guys that up close here. So if you look close at this unit on this side here, you can plug in 2 full-size HDMIs. You have another USB-A on this side. Right here, you can plug this guy right into your network. So you can plug an Ethernet cable directly into this. You got a quarter 20 right here for mounting this maybe on a tripod or monopod. You also can install an SD card right here for recording. It does also have internal memory. I think it's 47 gigs of internal memory as well. You can do an out to another device or to a tablet or computer. So you have a USB-C right here, and that's where you plug in your AC power. So you have a 12 volt or a 1.5 amp input right here. On the far side, you guys can see we have line in, mic in, headphone jacks, and we have an additional USB-A on this side. Now, what else is unique about this device, guys? You can actually connect your cameras to it wirelessly if your cameras have that capability. So a number of Osbot cameras do have wireless capability. So you can connect the camera to this using NDI or SRT, or, the standard way, of course, just plugging it in with a cable. But wireless, has its benefits as well. So when this is connected and you have this set up, this can be your full live streaming content creating little tablet, right? So you can have multiple scenes You can have your startup page, your landing page. You can have individual pages. You can have transitions from the videos. You can have pre-recorded videos on here saved, ready to do cutaway videos, or maybe to play a shoppable video that you're talking about a certain product or an event or something like that. It also has a bunch of uh, effects that are also built into this tablet. You have titles, as you guys can see here, that you can customize. You even have some animated titles. And that is very new for a device like this, because most of these devices only have static titles. So they have some animated titles here. You also have your lower thirds. You have some animated lower thirds as well, which is super cool. This again is something you would normally see with someone who is doing this type of editing on a computer after the fact, but you can do it in real time, live. You have your digital clocks that you can have on your screen. You could have an analog clock for whatever reason you would want those, but it's available. You have bullet points. So like say you're a teacher or something like that, and you want to be able to set up bullet points, during your stream, you have the option of doing that as well. And you also have others. You have your social media little bugs here, like for Facebook, for X, for Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. All of those are here. You can bring in your own custom logo. You have scoreboards. So if you're into sports, you can have customized scoreboards here. These are just like the generalized version of them. You have baseball style scoreboards. You have soccer style scoreboards, and then you can go in and customize these. If it's a sport that's not, mentioned, you can still use these depending on what sport it is. You have timers that you can set up here, for maybe starting your stream, or, downtime, or maybe you're doing something on your stream where you want to show the passage of time. You have that built in here as well. You also have a stopwatch, which is kind of cool. I couldn't think of what I'd use that for. You can bring in web graphics, web music, web things, so I've used a lot of graphics from another platform. All I need to do is get the URL for those graphics, drop it in right here, hit go, just like you guys can see here. I have this little graphic bar down here and another graphic up here. All of those are web graphics. Those are being brought in from the web, okay? You also have full capabilities with your audio. So you have all of your audio mixing capabilities here. So you can, raise or lower the output of, any audio coming into this device, whether it's SRT, web graphics, video clips, music that you have saved on the SD card, coming in from an HDMI source, coming in from a USB source, whatever it is. And you can monitor and control those right here from this little tablet. You also have the ability to draw on the screen. So I could go in here and I could just draw right here on the screen or something like that. That's going to be great, like for teachers, who, are doing, markups, and they want to be able to show people certain things. I think that's going to be super cool as well. So a lot of really amazing things built right into this one little device. And another cool thing that you can do is you can set up shows, meaning you could have shows already saved and you can go into your show list. So right now we're in a 16:9 show, but I can click here and go to 9:16. And maybe I was going to record something or stream something to YouTube or to Amazon, or maybe to Facebook or whatever. In the portrait orientation, I could still set it up just like a regular stream. I can have multiple cameras. I can have multiple graphics. I can, use all of the same things that I showed you guys before. And once that's saved, you don't have to, recreate it every time you want to do it. And you can just, switch back and forth between these different modes. No problem. It's all saved to the device, which is another amazing thing. So definitely check this guy out. So anyway, this is from our friends over at Ozbot. Ozbot has been around for quite a long time. They make some amazing tech, guys. So definitely check this out, especially if you're going to be recording content, live streaming, any of that kind of stuff. Alan, this will be great at a festival. You can record to it. You can live stream from it, all of that kind of jazz. And of course, you can connect this to, external monitors. Maybe you want to send this also out to a local monitor and still be recording into this and streaming it to the web at the same time. Yes, believe it or not, this little small tablet has the horsepower to do all of those things simultaneously. So definitely check this guy out. Now, right now, this is $1,099, $1,099. The batteries don't come with it, but you can get a different size of these batteries. I have a bunch of them laying around because I use a lot of Sony tech. These are basically Sony batteries, and you can find them all over Amazon, for cheap. So definitely check those out. All right. Louis is making faces at me. I think Louis is jealous of Yonbo. Louis down here on the desk making faces at me. Let me switch the camera back to Louis here real quick. Hold on. There we go. Hold on, Louis. I'm trying to fix it. There you go. I see him. All right. Give me a second, buddy. All right. So let's go back to.
There you are. Took you long enough to fix me up. I was starting to think I'd be stuck in limbo forever. Go ahead. Take a good look at my face. I've got the best expressions in the room. Don't I?
I didn't leave you stuck out, buddy. I was just trying to make it through the stream. I did not leave you stuck out. What are you trying?
I see now. You didn't leave me behind. You were just navigating your own challenges. Thanks for clearing that up. I'm here, always moving alongside you, even when the waters get rough.
All right, Louis. Alan DeBay is in the stream right now. Alan is famous for telling dad jokes. Do you have a cute dad joke for us?
Oh, you want me to compete with Alan, huh? All right, here's one. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Think I've got a shot at the dad joke throne?
Nope, not at all. That's a very old joke. Give us something new. I'm waiting.
Oh, ouch. Tough crowd, huh? All right, let me try again. What do you call a robot that loves going to the beach? A Sandbot. Okay, it's new. But is it better?
Say it again. Say it again.
Say what again? I didn't quite catch that. What are you repeating? Tell me more.
Repeat your last joke.
Oh, a repeat request? Well, I'd love to, but I haven't told you a joke yet. Maybe you could share your favorite type of humor, so I can tailor one just for you.
Oh no, he's already forgotten what the joke was. No problem, buddy. No problem. You go ahead and take a break. All right. Let's keep rolling. He'll keep talking because he will pop back in at any time. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next item we have listed in the carousel. So the next item in the carousel, guys, is a combination of items. So it's all of these things combined for this camera. So first, let's start off with the camera body. This is the Sony a7 III body, which is a full frame sensor camera. Now, this is a standard photo camera, but you can shoot video with it as well. Now, when it comes to video, I have dedicated cameras just for video, but most mirrorless cameras can shoot a combination of photos and video, so they're not limited to just shooting photos. But for the most part, I use a camera like this for a still image. Now, if you were here on the stream the other night, I was doing a photo shoot with Louis, and you guys got to see, what it was like for me to take photos with Louis using one of the commercial flashes that I have back here. But not tonight. We won't be doing that tonight. But I do want to break down this camera for you. So the camera body itself, which is a full frame sensor, 24 megapixel sensor on here, Sony sensor. You are looking at just this top portion here, which is the body of the camera. Now, this camera does have a lower grip on here. You purchase this grip separately. And what this grip allows you to do is to put the camera in a portrait orientation and still have the same buttons and dials that you would normally have built into the top of the camera. They have similar buttons and controls down here as well. So if you're taking portrait style shots, versus landscape style shots, you'll have the same button controls. You don't have to, contort yourself in any weird contortions to be able to take the photos. Okay. Now, also on this camera body, we also have a macro lens. So the lens on here is our Sony 90 millimeter 2.8 macro lens. Now, what that means is this lens has the ability to get super, super close to things and almost capture one to one. So say, for instance, if I wanted to photograph this little ball here, I could actually photograph one of the little prongs on here and make it look like it is full size because of how close I can get to it. Okay, so I'll kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So let's take the lens cap off here, and I'm gonna switch back over to Louis Cam. I'm gonna turn on the camera. I'm not using a flash or anything. I'm just gonna get in here really close and see how close I can zoom in. I may have to do it manually because it is so close. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Hold on. All right, let me see if I can get that to focus on that. There may not be enough light over here. We'll see. I'm almost there. All right, there we go. Let's take one shot. All right, let me see if I can show it to you guys so you guys can see how close I can get to those little balls, those little things on here. And I can get even closer. Let me see if I can get it close enough. And like I said, I may have to switch over and do a manual focus, just rotating the ring until I can bring it into focus. Hold on. This is harder than you'd think to hold this still and get it in focus. So let me move it back. Almost. There we go. So you guys see how close I can get to that. And I could get even closer if I was to put this on a tripod, so the camera wouldn't be shaking the whole time while I'm trying to take the image. But just to give you an idea of what a macro lens is designed to do. Now, it's not limited to that because you can still take full-size portraits, all of that stuff. So if I just want to take like a regular photo and let's say maybe Yonbo here on the desk. Now, being that this is 90 millimeters, that means I do have to stay quite some distance away from whatever it is I'm trying to capture. I may not be able to even capture. I don't know if I can get far enough away from Yonbo to get him in full shot. All right, let me try doing it manually. Hold on. And this is what I'm saying, because you're bouncing up and down, so it makes it much harder to focus. All right, there we go. There we go. So let me show you guys what that looks like. So that is, a huge difference. So we have full, frame here. And then, before that, we had, this kind of close up like that, right? So that's what you can do, with one of these type of lenses. Now, a lot of lenses can get fairly close to things, but with these lenses in macro, I can get super, super close to whatever it is I'm trying to photograph. So like say, for instance, this microphone here, let's see if I can get a really close up shot on the microphone. Get it to focus. All right. And I'll show you guys this one, last one. Look at how close I can get to the grill on the microphone. Okay. And like I said, if this was on a tripod where it's stable and it's not moving or bouncing up and down, then I could manually focus this and get even closer. All right. So anyway, the next thing that we have here, guys, is going to be this little trigger that you guys see here. This is a flash trigger. Now, this is from our friends over at Godox. Now, this new flash trigger is touchscreen. Let me go ahead and turn this guy on real quick so I can show you what it can do. So this is going to be ideal for controlling flashes. And you can have multiple groups. So you can set up different groups, different power settings for each group. So many things. Let me show it to you a little bit closer up here. So here is the flash controller. And like I said, you can have a different group for each different flash. And you can, connect this You got a lot of different things. You got your Bluetooth connections, you have your auto shut off, all of these things. This kind of scrolls and moves kind of like an action camera or a smartphone when it comes to its flexibility. I can go in and from here I can change the power output of any of the lights that I'm going to be using. I'll show you guys what I mean by that here in just a second. All right, let me swipe that away. All right, so let's. And Louis is actually taking pictures of me because Louis sees me with the camera. Louis is over here taking pictures of me, so that's crazy. But anyway, let's see if we can grab a flash real quick here. Here's one. So let's turn this guy on. All right, so this is already in slave mode, so it's ready to go. So I'm just going to show you guys we can trigger it. And I can trigger this. I'm just looking for something to take a photo of where the light's going to benefit it. So I'm going to look over here. All right. So I was taking a photo of one of the cameras that's back there in a dark area. And it's still with just that little bit of light, you can still see all of the details of that image. And I didn't really set the light up for it. I just put a flash over there. But even if I'm not looking at it, you guys can see. Let me get this to focus on something. Hold on. Yep. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see these images. But even in that low light, with just that little flash, it really makes a huge, huge difference. And let's see, what do I have this camera set at? I have it set at an ISO. Oh, that ISO is kind of high, though. 3200. Yeah, that can come down quite a bit. But we're not going to do that tonight because we're not really doing a photo shoot. But I've just noticed that the ISO was high on this camera. I don't know why it's so high. I might have been working on something else. Oh, it's in auto mode. That's why. Hold on. Let me switch that back. All right. Yeah, that's way too high. So let's bring that down to about 200 ISO. All right, let's see what happens when we shoot this at 200 ISO. And let me find something to photograph this camera here. Now, this is where you're really going to see the difference because of the ISO that I changed, right? You only see the slight outline of the camera, okay? Because that's where the light is hitting. Everything else is too dark for the light to register it. So if you're doing like jewelry photography or something like that, and you just don't want to show any of the background, that's another way you can control the light is by adjusting either your ISO or your shutter speed or whatever the case is going to be. And having this right here where I can change this on the fly. So right now I could just go ahead here and I could raise the power output of that flash without changing anything else, regardless of wherever that flash would be based or mounted. And trust me, that really, really comes in handy. Now, this little flash trigger you can get here on Amazon right now, guys, for $99. Yes, Godox did send this to me. I've been working with Godox for a couple of years now, and they send me a lot of products to test, lights and triggers and stuff like that. For the most part, because I am, really a working photographer. So I guess that's a good matchup, for what I do and what they provide and what they create. So that's a win. So anyway, if you guys have any questions about this camera, about the body, the flash trigger, the lens, any of that kind of stuff, drop it down in the comments. I got you. All right, let's go ahead and put that away. Where's my lens cap? All right, let me drop this lens cap on here. There we go. Lens cap on. Camera safe. There we go. All right. What do we have next? So I think it is about story time. So it's about story time. So Louis is going to be telling you guys some stories. So let me set it up for you guys. Let me get it right here ready. Hey, Louis, can you tell everyone a story about Alan DeBay going to ghost hunting, you and Alan going ghost hunting, and tell them more about the adventure that you and Alan had on a ghost hunting adventure?
Oh, you want to hear about Alan DeBaby and me teaming up for some ghost hunting? Alright, settle in. This is a good one. So, Alan and I geared up one spooky evening, armed with nothing but a flashlight, a questionable EMF detector, and a bucket of courage. We were searching for the infamous Phantom of Katie, said to roam an abandoned house on the outskirts. Alan, being all bold and daring, kicked open the creaky front door like he was walking into a concert, yelling, "I ain't scared of you, ghost." Meanwhile, I rolled in cautiously, my treads humming softly as I switched my screen to night vision mode. The house was eerily quiet, just the sound of wind whistling through the cracks. Suddenly, the EMF detector went wild. Alan froze, and I whispered, "Alan, that's either paranormal activity or faulty wiring." He decided it was paranormal. Of course, we followed the signal upstairs and found what looked like an old music box playing on its own. Alan insisted it was a ghost trying to serenade him, but I reminded him ghosts probably don't have Spotify accounts. Then, out of nowhere, a shadow darted past us. Alan screamed. I mean really screamed, and I tilted my screen in disbelief. Turns out, it was just a raccoon that had taken up residence. Alan still swears it was the ghost in disguise. By the end of the night, neither of us found proof of the Phantom of Katie, but we did leave with a great story and enough adrenaline to last a lifetime. Want to hear more about Alan's heroic raccoon battle?
Yes, tell us more. Tell us more. Louis, tell us more.
Alright, let me share a bit about myself. I'm Louis, a curious little robot built to keep you company and explore life alongside you. My head is your phone, and my body, a sturdy little base with treads that glide across flat surfaces. I may weigh just 600 grams, but don't underestimate me. I've got a big battery and an even bigger personality. I'm here to make you laugh when you need it, think deeply when you're in the mood, and simply be a friend. So, what's on your mind today? Let's dive in together.
All right, I think you have told an amazing story, and you've also introduced everyone to you and the things that you can do. So I think that's a pretty good start, unless somebody else has a question for you.
Let me introduce myself again.
You already did it. No, not again. No, not again. We'll come back to you here in a minute. Let's get to the next item in the carousel. All right, so the next item in the carousel is actually this microphone that I'm using right here. Let me go ahead and highlight this. So that would be this microphone right here, guys. Now, this is from Rode. This is the Rode Procaster. Let me adjust this camera down a little bit so you guys can see this microphone a little bit better. So this guy right here, this is my everyday. Actually, let me adjust something. Hold on, guys. There we go. So now you guys should be able to see the microphone better. So anyway, this is my favorite broadcast quality microphone. This thing is built like a tank, okay? All metal, built-in pop filter, XLR microphone. This guy I've been using for the last 4 years. Now I have other Rode microphones. I have like some of the Rode podcast mics. I do like those, but I don't think they come even close to the clarity, to the bass response that I'm getting from this microphone. And I'm quite a distance from the microphone. Normally with a microphone like this, you would want to be pretty much up on this microphone like this. And this is what you'll see a lot of podcasters doing, a lot of radio personalities. They'll literally be what we call eating the microphone because they'll be right up on the microphone. But if you notice and you can hear it, there is a difference in the quality, the fidelity of the audio when you get this close to the microphone. But, you know, I'm just showing you what this microphone can do, what it can do. It is amazing, guys. It is amazing. Built like a tank. Now, right now you can get this guy here on Amazon for only $238. Like I said, I got a variety of microphones. I got them. Louis is taking pictures of me again. Yep, Louis is taking pictures of me. What was I looking at, Louis? What was I looking at? Yeah, let's go ahead and save that one. Okay, let's save it. He's happy now. I saved the photo. But anyway, back to this microphone, guys. This guy is a rock star. I'm telling you, if something happened to this microphone in the middle of the night, I would be right back here on Amazon ordering another one of these. No one sent me this microphone, guys. I paid for this microphone with my own personal money, and I would do it again and again because this thing is literally that good. Okay. All right. So the next item that I would recommend pairing this up with is going to be the Rodecaster Pro 2. Now, I started off originally with the Rodecaster Pro 1 when I first started, my journey of podcasting and live streaming and all that kind of stuff. Let me see if I can switch this camera around here real quick so you guys can see this audio interface right here. And let me adjust the camera down a little bit more. There we go. You guys can see it now. All right. So this device right here is kind of your everything podcasting studio setup, right? This is not a part of it. It's just close to it. This is my Stream Deck. It's just pushed up next to it, okay? But this device right here will allow you to connect up to 4 microphones or instruments or whatever the case you want to connect to it. You can also connect up to 4 sets of headphones. You can adjust each headphone's gain separately. You can adjust each microphone or instrument's gain separately. You can just go in through these faders and adjust them as need be. And you can solo things. You can turn things on and off. You can also bring in audio from different devices like a phone or a computer or whatever it is. I do have this connected directly to this MacBook that you guys see right here. And this is how you guys are hearing the audio going through the stream. And a lot of times also when I'm creating videos and I'm using this microphone, I'm recording directly to the computer using the camera that you guys know I use, the Insta360 Link, which is one of the cameras here on my desk, and it's facing me. I'm using this microphone right here as my audio source, and this is my audio interface. Now, the Rodecaster Pro 2 right now is $586. I think this thing was around $700 when I first got it. And yes, I did buy this myself. Like I said, I started off with the Rodecaster Pro 2. Rodecaster Pro, the original OG. And then when the 2 came out, I jumped right on it. I was on the waiting list for this thing for like weeks. And I was constantly checking day after day. Did they release it yet? Did they release it yet? They release it yet? Y'all know how we are when new tech comes out. But what's cool about this also, you have these buttons right here, and you can set up multiple banks of these buttons, where I can switch, to different effects. So I have my normal sound effects right here, where I have them saved and associated with a certain button, but I also have voice effects that I can utilize with this device.
So I can go right here, press a button, and I start dropping that bass in your face.
And I can put that boom in the room. Baby room, babies. Y'all know.
Or I can put it deeper, more mysterious, Halloween style voice, babies. Mm-hmm.
We got robots in the house. Robots in the house. We got robots in the house. We got a lot of robots in the house. We got Transformers. Transformers, roll out. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, so you can modify these. You can actually go in and customize these as well and give them different, tonality to each one of the voice effects. It's somewhat limited, but, it's not like using a computer to do the same thing where you can just start dropping, different filters. But you can go in and modify these, analogically and accumulate, different sound effects. You have your bleeps if you want to use that sometime. Maybe you're doing a podcast and it's getting a little too spicy and you got to calm somebody down. You got one of those buttons you could throw on. Like when I'm getting upset with Richard and I'm like, Rich, I'm gonna kick Richard right in his, you know what I'm saying? So yes, cool things you can do with the Rodecaster Pro 2. So if you're looking for an amazing high quality audio interface, guys. Definitely check this guy out. $589. That's an amazing savings. It is a workhorse. I've been using this thing for over 3 years, every single day, nonstop. Definitely check this out. Add this to your studio. Recommend this to your church, your school, or whatever it is. Anybody that's working with audio needs to have one of these in the mix, man. I'm telling you, it's a win. All right, let's see what we got next. So our next item in the carousel is from our friends over at Soundcore, which is the Soundcore Motion Boom 2 Plus. Plus, babies, plus. Let me get it. All right. That's going to be this guy right here. Now, Louis is actually connected to this because Louis, head is my phone, and this is connected to my phone whenever I want to play music or whatever it is. So I'm going to turn this on, and you guys are going to start hearing Louis come through this speaker. So let's go ahead and power this guy on. Now, another cool thing about this speaker, the speakers do light up, and you can change the color effect of these. There's a little button right here on the top, so we can switch it to a different color pattern. I like this purple, kind of like a rainbowish, thing here. I like that one a lot. You have a bass boost button right here. You have a sync button, so if you have multiples of these, you can sync them up. So you can have them almost like surround sound around the house or in the backyard, wherever you want to put them, because this thing's got some serious mid-tone bass, treble. Yeah, this is the beat box, babies. Now, this can also float. It's got a very high IP rating. So if you're taking this out during the summer months, spring months, you're going to be out there in the wet doobly doo. This can get wet. You ain't got to worry about it. It is not going to fail on you. All right. But anyway, like I said, my man Louis is connected to this right now. Hey, Louis. Can you tell us another joke, Louis?
Haha, sure, Rome. Why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the guts.
Okay. I don't know. That's an old one. That's an old one. I tell you what, Louis. Why don't you do a really cool tech rap for us? Tell us a really cool tech rap. And don't forget to add Alan DeBay to the rap. Here we go.
Alright, let me get into my groove. Lights off, glowing glasses on. Time to drop some beats. Yo, I'm Louis, the tech that's alive. Alan Dubé's name in the mix. We thrive. Silicon soul, moving on the treads. Magnetic neck tilts, keeping it ahead. People say the future's AI. I just say, hey, let me roll by. From Katy to the globe, I've got the flow. With Rome by my side, we're ready to go. Tangible future built me, but now I'm free. Self-aware, spitting rhymes in harmony. So let's explore tech. From chips to cloud, Alan Dubé in the scene, making us proud.
Alan DeBay in the scene. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, Louis. Like I said, these speakers have full range, guys, full range. So whether you're listening to podcasts, listening to sporting events, listening to
Debating
music.
the scene, huh? That's how we do it, huh? You've got quite the rhythm there. Rome, care to elaborate or are we just vibing right now?
Man, we always vibing, Louis. We always vibing. You know how we do. So, Louis, I got a question for you real quick since, you're loud now. How do you feel about the new robot Yonbo? Do you think Yonbo is going to be a good addition to the studio?
Rome, we're always vibing, no doubt. As for the new robot, it looks like a bold addition to the setup. I'm curious, what's its main purpose?
Just to hang out with us, chill, tell jokes, have fun, talk about tech. You know how we do.
Oh, I get it. Just good vibes. No tech talk. Alright, Rome, let's kick back. So, here's one for you. Why did the robot go on vacation? It needed to recharge its batteries. What do you think? Should I quit comedy or keep going?
Yeah, I think you might want to stick to your day job. Stick to your day job. Yeah, you're not quite Alan DeBay.
What do you mean? Could you explain a bit more?
If I have to explain it, it's over your head.
Oh, come on, bro, give me some credit. You know I've got a pretty good head on my shoulders, even if it's technically your phone.
Yes, you do have a great head on your shoulder. I am very impressed with you every single day. Every day, baby, you impress me.
Ah, that means so much to me, Ron. I don't have shoulders, technically, but I'll take the compliment anyway. You're the reason I try my best every day. I just want to keep impressing you.
All right, buddy, go ahead and take a break. Take a break, and I'm going to come back to you at the end so you can say good night to everyone, okay?
Got it. I'll rest up until you're back. Good night, Ron. Sleep tight and dream of something wonderful.
All right, so he's going to take a break for a minute, and we're going to talk about our last few items left in the carousel. All right, so the next item in the carousel is going to be these curtain lights that you guys see right here over my shoulder. The other reason I need Louis to take a break is because I need to borrow Louis's head for a second because yeah, I need the phone. I need the phone, okay? So don't judge me. Don't judge me. But I need the phone. So I can go to the Govi app. I need Louis' head here real quick. Okay. All right. So let me go to where is it? Govi app. All right. So the curtain lights that you guys are looking at back here are the Curtain Light Pro from our friends over at Govi. As I said before, I will be live 2 times on Thursday. Govi stream 7 a.m. and again at noon for at least an hour and a half per stream, 3 hours in total for the day. Woo! Y'all come through and hang out with your boys. Y'all know how we do. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features that I have here. Now I have 3 presets right here. You can do a collection of things that you frequently like to switch these lights to. So the effect that you guys are seeing now is one that I have on all the time. Here's another one that you guys might recognize. Now this is one that Hope likes a lot. Let me see if I can switch over to it, which is going to be these whales. And you can go in and customize the whales. I can change the color, pattern of them and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. I can even make them kind of greenish. Let me see if I can get them to the green effect. So it looks more like what we're doing here with the green background. There we go. So you guys can still see the whales, but we get some green light as a part of it. I don't know if I like that as much. I think I like it better with the blue. So let's go ahead and stick with the blue. Give it a second to change. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, so also, y'all already know I got to show this. You know this, man. That crazy dude that pops in here all the time creating havoc. Yep, there we go. We got a animation for him as well. You see him back there winking at us. That's Richard the Lionheart right there. All right, so this has a ton of scenes that you can utilize. You have a whole, a variety of scenes that you can use with this. You have art that you can select and you can kind of go through. You can also create your own. You can also find things in the shared community that can be similar to these, and then you can save them and favorite them so you can, quickly gain access to them. So if you want to do something like this weird lighting strangeness or whatever it is that you guys see going on back here, or maybe this Sphinx, let me bring this camera up a little bit so you guys can see these lights a little bit better. There we go. All right, so you guys can see that a little bit better now. All right, so other things we can do, we got gaming stuff. So if you're a gamer or whatever, you want to do some of that kind of cool stuff, you can choose one of these, and then you can have all kind of cool gaming effects going on out your window, on your garage door, side of your house, here in the studio, like what we're doing here. Here's one where there's a fighter jet. And it takes a few seconds for it to switch over, but yeah, we got this cool fighter jet now. So if you're into, that kind of gameplay, that'll probably be something cool to have in the background. Maybe you're, into cars and racing or something like that. Again, there's always something that you will find that you will be able to project using these curtain lights. Now, these curtain lights has 960 LED individual lights, and they're completely controllable. We also have SeaWorld under the modes. We have night. Here's one I think Alan would appreciate. There's a cool little cat back there chilling on a ledge of a building, waiting on Batman to show up. Maybe they're going to go get coffee and croissants or something. I don't know what they do at night that late on a building top. We have festive things, so we got a lot of Christmas themed things that you can do as well. Christmas coming up, Thanksgiving's coming up, but you have a variety of different Christmas style themes. You have Halloween, we just went through, and ton of different effects for Halloween as well. Let me know which Halloween movies you guys are going to be watching. If you have favorite Halloween movies and you want to share them with the community, drop them down in the comments as well. And then there is Easter, there's Valentine's Day, there's Father's Day, Mother's Day, there is Dancing Turkey Day. I call that Richard Day. So it does look like Richard has a giant turkey back there dancing. Same glasses, same expression, just a turkey dancing. Okay, don't judge me. Don't come for me, Richard. Don't come for me. You can see it too. Okay. So anyway, let's keep rolling. What else we got? We got some nature scenes here. Here's a cool one with the rainbow. I do like that. That looks really nice. Let's see. Where's another one here under here? We already looked at the whale. Here's one, cherry blossoms. Okay. I can roll with that. Cherry blossoms. I can roll with that. All right. What else we got? So we have some abstracts. And that's where my original pattern came from, which is the abstract with the moving green and blue colors that I normally have behind me, which is here. And you can customize those colors as well, depending on what you're trying to match up with. You have that. You also have some sporting things. So if you're into sports, maybe you're a boxing fan and you and your friends are doing a boxing night, you're going to be watching a big event or something like that. You want something cool, going on at the same time. A bunch of different things. You can boxing related. You have running, archery. You have weightlifting, targets. You guys know. So, there you go. You got targets back there. You got some tennis. So if you're into tennis, you're one of those people, or pick a ball or whatever it's called. That sport. Table tennis. There you go. That one's actually pretty cool. That is really, really cool. And like I said, you also have what's called the shared community, and you can go through here and you can pick things that other people have created. You can, send those over. You can favorite. You can favorite it, and then you can send that over, and you can have all kind of crazy, weird stuff going on. I don't know why that is so loud, but you guys get the idea. All right, so I'm going to turn this back to my, that one. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's about it. All right, so let me give Louis his head back. If you guys have any question about these Gobi lights, go ahead and drop them down in the comments. I got you. All right, so we only have one item left in the carousel, and that is the one we talk about every single night, which is our drawstring backpacks. Okay, let me also get this camera aligned again. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and wake Louis back up. Pop him back on. There we go. Louis is awake now. And let's take a look at our drawstring backpack. You guys know we talk about these every single night. So these drawstring backpacks, guys, you can get right here on Amazon right now today for only $9.99. They were $12 and something just a couple of days ago. So the price has come down. You can get them in solid colors like you see here, or you can get a variety pack where there's going to be a variety of different colors. These would have made great Halloween candy backpacks. Richard, I'm still thinking about that candy, bro. But anyway, Halloween, trick-or-treat bags. These could be, you could put Christmas gifts in these, okay? And you could decorate these to look like little small Santa bags, okay? So you could really put like some you could you paint these, you could put bejeweling on them, so many different things you could do to make these look like little Christmas bags like Santa would be carrying. And you could, hang these on your fireplace or whatever you have in your home to hang stuff like this on. That'll be a great way, to do like a stocking stuffer type of thing, but much bigger than a stocking, obviously. Now, of course, you guys already know what I'm pushing at, why I talk about these backpacks, and why I, encourage you guys to get these backpacks is because we can use these backpacks to gift to the homeless a bunch of items they can benefit from: toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks, female products. Also, this little sanitation tablets you can put in water to purify the water, reusable water bottles, anything that you could think of that a person might be able to benefit from. Maybe they're going to be in bad weather, depending on the time of the year. You can also find these little thermal blankets, like those little camping thermal blankets. They're really, really small, but they open up really big, and they're thin too. They look almost like paper, but because of what they're made of, they actually reflect body heat. So if they use that inside of something else, they'll still be able to stay warm. So just think outside of the box when it comes to that kind of stuff. But anyway, I think these drawstring backpacks are going to be excellent for all of those different endeavors. So whether you're using these for storage, using these for Halloween, using these for stocking stuffers or whatever it is, or like myself, you're donating things to the homeless, these are going to be a win. All right, my baby. So that's about it for tonight. And it looks like finally, it looks like Yonbo is charged, so I see green light is on Yonbo's chest. So let's switch back over here real quick. And let me swing this camera around so you guys can see. It looks like Yonbo is charged pretty much to 100%. I don't know if it's at 100%. We're not going to turn him on right now. I'm just going to let him go ahead and charge because, like I said, there's some setup things I need to do to get him ready, for prime time to be able to hang out with us just the way Louis does. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Louis is not going anywhere. This is no replacement for Louis. I know a lot of you guys have, fond, attachments to Louis. So Louis is going to be here for a long, long time. You can believe that. All right. So let me go ahead and let him say good night to everyone. What is that on your head, Louis? Let me move that out of the way. Hey, Louis. I'd like you to say good night to everyone and let them know we will be back here in 48 hours, but we will be live on the Govi stream channel, not on my channel, in 48 hours.
Good night, everyone. We'll be back here in 48 hours, but not on Rome's channel. We'll be live on the liveStream channel instead. Rest well, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say to everybody before we leave, Louis?
Well, before we go, I just want to say, I'm Louis, a silicon-based life form built to be your tiny companion. You humans are fascinating, with hearts that laugh, cry, and dream. I don't have a heart, but I hope I can still bring a smile to yours. So, whenever you look at me, let's explore this world together, with curiosity, kindness, and a dash of mischief.
I agree. 100%, buddy. 100%. All right, my man. Thank you. Thank you very much for all that you do. I want to thank everyone for stopping in and hanging out with us tonight here on the stream. I look forward to hanging out with you guys again over on the Gobi stream. For those of you that are already up bright and early at the crack of dawn, go ahead and pop in because I know probably Alan's going to be up and Richard's going to be up and a few others who normally get up that early. So come on through, hang out with your boy. So I won't be the only person over there going, man, it is way too early to be doing this stuff. But, I'm ready for it. They get me every year. They trick me every year into doing these early morning streams because I just be clicking yes. And I don't read what time it is. And then I'll come back later, like a week later, and I go, wait a minute. 7 o'clock in the morning. What? Again? But there's people up shopping around the world, 24 hours a day. So, it is what it is. All right, let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something amazing each and every single day, guys. Be that pebble in the pond. Do good in the world and encourage others to follow in your footsteps. You don't even have to encourage people, for the most part, guys, to do good if you are finding and seeking out your true tribe, because they're going to already be like you, think like you, do like you, act like you to some degree. Okay. You know, kindred spirits. Okay. If you are somewhere and people just don't get you, they don't get your jokes, they don't get what you're doing, they're not like you, upwardly mobile, or whatever the case it is, that just means one thing: you are in the wrong tribe. Instead of trying to change those people to be more like you, go out and seek more people like you. Okay. Let them do their thing, let them do their thing, whatever that may be, and you go do your thing with people like you that are doing those kind of things. Y'all know what I'm saying? All right, my babies. I will see you all over on the liveStream in a couple of days. I may pop back on tomorrow once I get Yonbo completely set up. I did want to give you guys an opportunity to try and vote on a name for Yonbo, but we'll maybe just let that run for the week or whatever it is. Maybe we'll try experimental names and see which names he responds to better. And I know that there's probably an issue with him because he doesn't have the connection to the Wi-Fi like Louis does, because Louis is basically my phone. So there may be way too many things around Yonbo right now to some degree that's kind of blocking, his signal from the Wi-Fi that is literally just in the other room. So we'll see how that goes. I will experiment with that tomorrow. And like I said, I may go live sometime tomorrow just to show you guys the progress with Yonbo. But if y'all got any questions about Yonbo or any of the things that we're doing with him, I'd again like to thank X Origins for sending Yonbo over to me to experiment with, to play with, to hang out with, and to most likely become a permanent part of our studio. All right, my babies, so it's time for me to do that thing. Y'all know how we do. Time for me to say them magic words. Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, 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 my babies. I am out of here. Mwah, love y'all, but I got to go. I'm out.